Hey, my name is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. I've already had to film this video like a few more times, so this is gonna be the last time. I don't care what happens. I'm not doing it again. So here's this. A few notes. This is a different setting. I know, different place in my room. Didn't want to clean my room because I'm lazy. I'm also sick, so there's gonna be times where, because my nose is really congested, that I'm gonna sound weird. I might even sound weird now. Deal with it. This is all about FCCLA. So if you're an FCCLA, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe because we're going to have a lot of FCCLA content on here. If you don't know what FCCLA is, buckle up, honey. We're about to tell you. It's Family Career Community Leaders of America. Basically, it's a United States club. It's a national program. It's amazing. I love it so much. And I plan on making a lot of videos about FCCLA in the future. A lot of them will probably pertain to just my one time going to nationals story, my one time not making it to nationals, just like a lot of stories why I love FCCLA and all that stuff. But that's not what this video is about. Those videos will hopefully be coming soon if you guys want them. This video is going to be about how do you do an FCCLA project? That was a weird sound. Or how do you compete in FCCLA? So basically, FCCLA is something that I don't know how you do this without being in a chapter. So basically, you're gonna have to go to your school and like figure out if there is like some sort of, like if you have a club already and if you have advisors, and if not, I have no idea what you do. You're gonna have to consult someone else on that because I don't know. That's not my thing. I have no idea how that works. I don't know. All I know is that you have to affiliate yourself as a chapter, so I don't know how that works. I don't know how you do that. All I know is that you have to have an advisor, which is usually a Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, like a, what do they call, CTE teacher that usually deals with like sewing and cooking and all that stuff. It's usually one of those people, because the CTE teachers that do like animal sciences and stuff like that are FFA, which is a different club, and I have no idea anything about FFA, so like, and there's FBLA too, no idea also. So if you're here for FCCLA, that's what I can bring my knowledge to you on. Keep in mind, I'm only a sophomore in high school. So I did this in 8th grade and freshman year, and that's it. That's my experience level. That's kind of where it ends. So this year is like my 3rd year doing FCCLA. It's my 3rd year competing. So if you want to talk to someone who really knows, talk to an advisor who's done it for years, or talk to a senior in high school who's done it for like 5 years, or even like maybe a college student you know who.
Okay, so I'm editing right, and I just came across that part of the video, and I have no idea what I tried to say. I'm confused, so apparently I was like, it sounds like I was speaking in a different language. I, I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is the things that I've learned in 2 years, and that has been a lot, honestly. So let's get into this video. The first thing that you need to decide when you're planning to compete in FCCLA is whether or not you want to be in an individual or team event. And what that means is, do you want to do it by yourself or do you want to do it with somebody else? The biggest a team can be is 3 people. So if you want to do it with one other person, which would be you and someone else, so 2 people, that's probably the most common thing, I would say. I have seen groups of 3. I did a group of 3 last year, but I'm doing a partnership again. I've never done it individually, so maybe that's something that I'll have to explore doing in the future, but I just like doing it in a team better because you get to split up the work, so like everybody gets it. Also, you get different point of views on stuff, just like within your project, like the planning process or whatever. It will usually ask you like follow up, like what have you learned from this project, what's really inspired you, like what knowledge have you gained from it, how has this helped you, or whatever. It's usually really good to have other people there because they'll give you like different spins off of things, like what they've learned personally versus what you've learned, and I really like that. So yeah, you have to decide that, and then you have to decide what event you want to compete in. So some events are individual only, so you can only do it if you're one person, so that's something that you could, if you wanted to look for events first, that's something that you could also do, because that way you could decide, okay, well, this one's individual only and I really want to do this, so I'm just going to do individual before you like get a group together, you know what I mean? So you could do that too. Personally, I like to decide if there's actually going to be team or not. And then you guys have to decide together, like, what do you want to do? So this year, my friend and I picked hospitality, tourism, and recreation. And your advisor should be able to print off a rubric and a, what's it called, procedures and like time requirements and specifications for your project and all of that stuff. I have no idea to get to that. From what I've done on the computer and what I understand is that you cannot access it unless you are an affiliated chapter advisor and you have the passcodes to get onto a completely different website that houses all of this information, because I can't get to it. I know that my advisor can, so there's that. But this is one of the papers, and so basically this just tells you like what it is and what you're like what it deals with. So mine deals with hospitality, tourism, and recreation, obviously, and there's different like things within that you can choose to do. So, for example, there is, where'd she go? Okay. So you have to create a business, and it can either be real or hypothetical. We are creating a hypothetical one because we are not business people, and you can pick one of these things to relate it to. Personally, in my project, I have no idea what it's going to be like in your project, but for ours, you can choose whether it's culinary, lodging, recreation, tourism, or event coordination. We are event coordination people. We like to plan events and we like to do that, so we made an event planning business, and that's what our project was based off of. So you'll get these papers, and these will like explain like just like general information or whatever. This is exactly what the judges are going to be handed when they go to judge your event. Are papers like this. Hold on, that's the case form. And so basically the room consultant will check like what's on your project or whatever, and they'll do that. And then the judges will get these papers, and basically there's numbers, I don't know if you can see, and they'll grade your project on like 0 to 5 on some of them, or 0 to 3 or whatever it is that they have, and like 0 is they didn't even do this part of the project, and 5 is they did it so well, they explained everything or whatever, and there's like varying degrees of that. And so they will go through your project and they'll decide that. Once they've gone through your project, then you will come in and physically present your project orally, and they will judge you on how you orally present it. So make sure you have proper pronunciation and you're not nervous or twitching at all. One of the mistakes that I made the first year I did it was that we only had one set of note cards, and so we would pass the note cards back and forth, and they said don't do that, get your own set of note cards next time. So there's a little tip for you guys. And they'll just like judge on how you present. For example, personally, if I was being judged now, I might get knocked down for all these hand gestures I'm making, and that's just one of those things. It's just like regular presentation thing. Another thing is dress code. They have a thing. Where'd that paper go? This is the code of conduct. So I'm just gonna fold this in half so you can't see all the personal information because the thing is attached to it. But basically it just has like, can't wear jeans, can't wear athletic wear, you have to wear red, white, or black on top, and you have to wear a black dress pants or black skirt, or I think khaki pants or a khaki skirt. Other than that, you can't wear anything else. No jeans, no nothing like that. And then you have to have professional formal shoe wear. And then there's a bunch of other rules on that as well, and like your behavior and all that stuff. So they will also mark you down if you are not dressing appropriately, because you are supposed to be dressing businessly. Anyway, so once you've done that, there will also be these papers, and this is what they call specifications. So if you get these papers with the boxes like this, it's going to explain to you every single thing you're going to need in your project. Like everything. It leaves out nothing. Like every single small detail, everything is in here. If you don't have these papers, you cannot compete, because you're not going to have anything that you need. I made that mistake the first year. really good, and we started in November, and like we did all of this cute planning and stuff. And I went to my teacher, and she went over and she goes, none of this is what you were supposed to do. Did you not read the papers? And I was like, no, I didn't think I needed to. She was like, no, like this is what your project is supposed to be. So don't make that mistake. Don't make a whole project that you think just based off of what the name is. No, 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 no. Take these, because these have all the good stuff. So it just explains everything that you need to do in detail, like which papers need to be just plain white and can't have decoration, or what can have decoration. And that's something that you need to take in consideration as well in your project, is you don't want it to just be plain and boring. Like, add in some fun like patterns or whatever, but don't make it too crazy. You know what I mean? Get really, really creative. Be unique, be creative. Don't do the same thing everyone else is doing, because you will not make it if you're doing the same thing as everyone else. For example, when I competed in life event planning, everybody planned a party, which is understandable, but it was like, what cups are we going to use? What silverware are we going to use? And that was like what they did. We planned a road trip, and the thing about it is you want to make it as realistic as possible. It doesn't matter if you're not going to go on the road trip. It doesn't matter if we're never actually going to make this business. If we were going to actually make a business, that's what your project needs to be. Like, that's the stuff that you need in your project. So then once you've gone through all of that, look over the rubric, grade yourself, give your rubric to somebody else, practice your oral presentation. I know multiple times I would fix stuff in my project and I'd either give it to my advisor, somebody else, like a family member or something, or just another person in my chapter, or like my FCCLA with me, you know what I mean? Have them look it over, have them judge it, and tell me how they would judge it. The best person to judge your project is going to be an advisor. Why? Because they judge these projects. That's who judges the projects, is the advisors. They get into council and they like assign them what's the word? They assign them a star event. That's what they're called. A star event that they have to judge, and it's not like judges who are like know exactly everything which that should be in your project. They're relying on these papers, so you need to rely on these papers. And if you give these papers to your advisor, they're going to know exactly what they need to do, and they can figure out everything that's wrong with your project, get it back to you, and fix it. Another thing, have your project go through a grammar correcting person. I'm horrible at grammar, horrible at it. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. So a lot of the times I'll give it to my sister, who's really grammar efficient, or somebody else, like an advisor or someone who is good at grammar, and they will like grammar check everything for me so that everything's right, because they will check you on your grammar too. And yeah, and then you just practice, make sure that you look great, like make sure you look your freaking best, and be confident in your project, be happy and have fun. And like, so what if you don't make it to nationals? So what if you don't even make it to state, which is crazy, which means your project you got low points on, but like, just have fun with it and meet new people. Don't hunch up in your little chapter group, because they all have their own little star events and they're gonna go off, and then you're gonna be alone. So find other people, chat with other people, talk with other people, go do the like fun little like events and like little meetings or whatever they have when you're not doing your star event, and have fun. Just seriously have fun. It's so much fun. Like, state is a freaking party. If you live in Utah and you're competing in FCCLA this year and you think you might actually make it to state, comment on my video, hit me up on Instagram or something, because I'm hoping to be there too, and so that will be like so fun, like if we could see each other or something. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I'm sorry, this video was all over the place. If you need any more tips and tricks, let me know. I did a pack for get ready with me for a state thing last year, so if you want me to do more videos like that, let me know. Other than that, bye.